Good morning to you if you've just joined us. Rise and shine, as certain presenters would say. Wakey, wakey, rise and shine. Yeah. Why they keep saying that, I don't know. Maybe they think it's interesting. Morning, Stevie.
Morning, Billy.
Hey, you look a bit...
That sounds like at the end of EastEnders or something.
No. It's your head. It's your head. He's going...
To be honest, I've been under the weather.
Aye. I think we're all under the weather, Steve. As soon as we go out, we're walking.
Yeah. Was that the
do you know the Gore have a saying?
Go on.
I'm as right as rain. Now, what does that mean?
Yeah.
I'm as right as rain.
I haven't got the foggiest.
Hey, I haven't got the foggiest. Hey, a bit more weather in there, Stevie. Hey, a bit more weather. Well done.
Hello, sunshine.
Hello, sunshine. Got to say, very good morning going out to Michael. This is Michael Chima. We met him at the, what you call it?
The Miller.
No. What's the name of the park? I'm trying to think of the name of the park. You know, where we had the Vasaki Miller. What was the name of the park, Stevie?
Handsworth Park.
Handsworth Park. That's
right.
it, yeah, Handsworth Park. So we met him there. Good-looking chap from a distance.
I couldn't tell I was wearing the wrong glasses, but yeah.
Hey!
With high spirits, of course.
Yeah, I went into Specsavers. Have a guess who I bumped into? Everybody.
Oh, dear.
Right, Stevie.
Angie.
I'm just looking at the headlines here.
Right.
The final weekend of the election campaign gets on the way as polls suggest that it's too close to call. So David Cameron, Nick Clegg and Gordon Brown, they say, are all in the running, but it looks like Gordon Brown is putting his head in his hands. Did you hear about it? The bigot. The bigot.
Your bigot. The situation where he forgot to switch his mic off or something.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
Isn't that terrible? I mean, it's like us leaving the mic on and then talking about a nutter.
Doing some juggling on air.
Nutter. It does happen, doesn't it?
No, of course it does.
It does happen. I remember a young woman coming in here many, many years ago. I'd only just started on the drive time.
Right.
And I was there, and she said to me, how are you getting on, Billy? she still works on Excel, by the way, one of the nights. So if you want to tune in, you can hear her. All right, how am ya? And she said to me, how are you getting on? I said, well, to be fair, I was going to nearly say, to be honest with you, and you could have quite honestly said,
yes.
Do you tell lies most of the time then, Billy? You know, throwing back one of my own sayings to me. But she came in and she said, how are you getting on? I said, well, the point is, I said, you've got to be very, very careful. I said, because obviously if you leave the fader up here, the on mic, I said, whatever you're saying. And whilst I was telling her that, I was on air.
Oh, no.
And
the mic is up.
I said, will you please go away and just leave me alone? Because, you know, Stevie, you come into the studio, the listeners are just listening and think that you just, mic opens and you talk.
Absolutely. No,
this is not the Big Basharam company, that's the BBC, by the way, where you've got somebody as a radio engineer, somebody taking the calls, somebody else producing it, and you've also got lots of hours to prepare the show and get paid for it as well, which obviously we, as the licence payer, pay for that, yeah? Waste the money. Allegedly. So what we've got to do, we've got to watch the levels. We've got to make sure that the jingles are on, the adverts are on, the music is ready. We're watching the time, watching the camera, watching the computer. So there's so many things to watch, so many things to take on board.
Eyes and ears everywhere.
Eyes and ears everywhere. Unlike you, G, half asleep.
Billy.
No, well, you are.
You
are compared to me, though, aren't you?
Well, who can keep up to your level, hey?
Hey, I mean,
you're always in the fast lane.
My eyes and ears are going all the time, aren't they? I'm always saying, levels, G, this G, that G.
So true.
Yeah,
and you can waffle on as well.
I can waffle
non-stop.
Non-stop.
That's a good. Yeah, that's a good skill.
So let's quickly get back to Gordon Brown before we play the next track. Do you feel sorry for him, Stevie? That's what I'm asking you.
I don't feel sorry for any of the politicians, to be honest with you.
Right, so you don't feel sorry for him. G, did you feel sorry for him?
I've got to be honest, a little bit.
Right, well, I wish you to stop being so honest. Right, I felt very, very sorry for him. Because, look, first of all, if you live in the real world, Stevie,
right, we
all say something about somebody, right? I mean, if you were to follow me around, I mean, you'd be saying, blimey, Billy, you don't get on with a lot of people, do you? No, but, I know some individuals with big mouths. I know some individuals that are constantly stabbing people in the back.
We all do.
And you are going to get worked up. You are going to say something. You wouldn't be human, would you?
Cute.
So I would say Gordon Brown is just showing that he's a real human.
Yeah.
That somebody's gone back, which means yap, by the way, right?
Human like an ordinary person.
Right.
An ordinary man.
That's right. He's a straightforward individual. Actually, I've set up a new page on Facebook. It's called Ordinary? No. We are everyday people. So if you want to join that, join it, because I'm sick and tired of everybody saying, oh, the ordinary man in the street or the ordinary. No, they're not ordinary. They're the everyday people living in the real world. Do you know, there's a report out, Stevie. I haven't got it up on the computer, but I've heard the report, and the report said that the study has shown that if you have a good night's sleep, you live longer. Did you know that?
That's it. It's all over for me then, isn't it?
It's all
It's
over.
what you call beauty sleep.
No. Stevie doesn't need beauty sleep. He just needs sleep. That's what they've said. The report said that there's a chance of increasing your life. There's a 12% chance of increasing your life if you have a good night's sleep.
Why doesn't Steve need beauty sleep? Is that because he's beautiful anyway?
He's already a gorgeous guy. Good. A handsome
Stevie.
brute. You know, Stevie's a handsome brute.
Okay,
you know.
the tennis in the post.
Yeah, very much like Mr. Chima. Mr. Chima is a very good-looking guy. And he said to me, he said, Billy, the more I drink, he said, the better looking I become. I said, allegedly. I don't know whether that's true or not.
We need a chow. What are we doing in the morning here?
Anyway, I have heard, so if any presenters are listening this morning, I have heard that the management are going to throw a big party for you. Free food and free drinks.
Are they?
Yeah, and they're going to pick you up from your homes and take you back as well.
In a limo?
In the limo. Allegedly. It may not be true. It's just what I've heard. It's just a rumour. Anyway, there's a book here. It's called The Fox Glove. It's a very, very posh one.
Right.
It's a pink one. So one of the presenters has actually left it here. And it says a full list of my friends and addresses. And it's just the first page. All the rest is empty. So whoever it is, I don't know. It's a pink one. It's got some petals on the front.
Yeah.
It's called Notebook, Fox Glove. So if you've left it here in the studio, I shall put it back for you. I wouldn't take it because obviously I'm being filmed. Right? Allegedly.
CCTV cameras in operation.
Well, they're everywhere, aren't they?
They are
They
everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Good security system.
Yeah. Okay, shall we have a quick chat about the meal, though? Stevie?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Right. Okay, first and foremost, I want to say thank you very much to all those good-looking guys that were standing there giving us samosas and drinks as we were going down. We were going down in this posh car. The three of us were going down in this posh car. Did you like the posh car, by the way,
Very
Stevie?
posh. Very
Were you
posh.
impressed, Stevie?
It's too posh for me, I guess. I need to get out of there and walk.
I'll tell
It was
you
that
what.
posh.
I'll tell you what. Getting out of my car and getting into this posh car, and then this individual puts it into reverse. When they put it into reverse, right? And remember, G, I haven't mentioned whether they're male or female. Keep listening to me, and you'll learn, right? They put it into reverse, and as they put it into reverse, a picture screen comes up. And it actually, in real time, shows you what's behind you.
That's it.
And it gives you lines to say, follow these curves if you want to park properly. And then as you get nearer and nearer to the other car, it goes...
Sound effects.
Yeah? Isn't it amazing?
Yes.
Did you notice that, Steve?
So you were impressed, Billy?
I didn't. I think I was somewhere else now.
Oh, you didn't know. Well, you know why I noticed it, Steve? Because I was sitting at the back, you see.
All right, but I was sitting in the front. I should have noticed it.
No. I think you were watching out for the samosas.
Right. That's...
Yes.
I must have had about 20 samosas. They were very, very nice. So whoever made the samosas, I want to say thank you very much for them. Were they nice?
And you didn't even leave us with any, Billy.
Well, I thought you didn't want any. I did ask you. I said, do you want any samosas? Both of you said no.
Watching the calories.
You were watching the
I think
calories.
you forgot to ask me. I
Right.
would have said yes.
And I said to you, would you like a can of fizzy
Yeah,
pop?
I said no.
And you said you don't drink fizzy pop. I said, it
that's
isn't a
fine.
problem. Pass it back here then. and I'd taken that from you. Anyway, I want to share this with you. 6 lads came into the tent. You know, as you two were outside signing autographs and having your pictures taken with
Yeah.
a teddy
Of course,
bear.
absolutely.
6 lads came into the tent. And when they came in, I was standing with some other people, and they said, "Are you Billy Babu?" I said, "Yeah, I'm Billy Babu." And I looked at the people by me, and I picked up the pen. I thought they wanted an autograph. He says, "You Billy Babu?" I said, "Yeah, I'm Billy Babu." He says, "I went to school with your brother." Isn't it terrible?
Wow. Years and years and years ago.
Yeah,
What a
yeah.
good memory
I
you
thought he
had.
was going to say, "I listened to you on radio. I really find it interesting."
Can I have your autograph?
Can I have your autograph or whatever? Right? He said, "No, I went to school with your brother."
Oh, God.
Isn't that terrible?
Did he actually go to school with your brother?
Yes.
Okay,
He went to school. I mean, my school actually was 25 miles away from my house, Stevie.
I used to walk.
Yeah, I used to walk when I got there. It wasn't there.
We'll have to wait another 15 years, I guess.
Sorry?
We'll have to wait another 15 years.
Another 15 years, yeah.
But all in all, it was a fabulous day, wasn't it?
Oh, it
Full
was
of
an absolutely
It was
gorgeous day.
entertainment.
The sun was shining, and it only started to rain when Columbo started to sing. Columbo was there. Did you see him? Indian Columbo. Better known as the Gande Kotwala. He was actually on the mic a few times. He came on and he said, so Gande Kotwala was there, and that's Columbo, Indian Columbo. Okay, Stevie, please reveal on air the free gift that I've bought you.
Right, 1 minute, we're checking the bag. It's a loaf of bread.
It's a loaf of bread. So where have I been?
To the bakery.
Bakery
To
wala.
the Bikriwala, yes. So very good morning going out to the Bikriwala and all of his family here and in India, because they're listening as well on the internet. So you can listen on the internet as well. That's all the wsradioxl.net. And Stevie, do you like it? I know it's a white loaf. It's not a brown loaf. Do you mind?
I am changing to brown, but yeah, I think I'll get through this one.
But you'll finish that one.
I
off,
will
yeah?
do.
I'm sure Paul will have some as well.
You will.
It's called one of those toasty loaves. I mean, if you have a look at it, it's quite small. I mean, it's long, but it's small.
Is it a thick slice, roughly? Medium?
Is it medium or
It's
thick?
the medium one, yeah.
It's a medium one. But it's nice, isn't it?
Oh, it is, because the thick ones are better for the toast, aren't they?
Yeah. So what you need to do is get two and then put two together.
No, I shouldn't complain, though. It's free.
Or you
freebie.
can
It was a
have
gift from Billy as well, I guess.
or you can have one of those desperate Dan sandwiches, which is loads and loads and loads. Or do you remember the Scooby snack?
I remember that,
The Scooby snack, yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Scooby Doo. I mean, poor Shaggy didn't get anything, right? He didn't get nothing at all, did he?
No,
Right?
Scooby-
Scooby Doo would go, "Where's the food?" I don't know what he said, but somebody could understand him, and then he'd obviously just eat it. Right, just going back to, we were talking about the Miller that we went to last week in Handsworth Park, and I made quite a few notes, so I just want to go through some of them.
Okay.
Did you notice as we were walking back to the motor, did you see that sign that said chips and langar this way?
Yeah,
Oh,
on
that
the
was-
actual the tree.
I thought, isn't that a
Incredible.
wonderful sign? And somebody said to me, do you know where the news team are? And they said they're following the chips and langar sign. Allegedly. I don't know how true it is. But I did see all the XL news team there. And they were
Surprise.
following the signs for the food.
They're still there, I think.
It was a treasure hunt, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
they were clearing up. Also, I've got to say very good morning going out to the BBC B. That's the BD Black Country Basharam. And met him there as well. And I did tell you, didn't I, Stevie? Very, very dangerous man.
You
yeah?
did.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
because he put his samosa down and he ate it. Stevie said, "Where's my samosa gone?" I said, he's just had it there. But did you enjoy it in the grand scheme of things?
Go on, Stevie, first.
No, it was a great day, it was.
Yeah.
It was, I think it was cracking. It was such an entertaining day. Great to network, great to listen to, put faces to our listeners. It's great that the fact that they made the time to come up to us and appreciate us, people ourselves, presenters, the music in particular, Billy,
Yeah.
music, yeah.
Yeah.
And also the auntie are saying, "Good, बहुत पहला they would start off with बहुत था चंगा शो में तन सुनती हुंदी
Yeah.
तो इधर का दो टी-शर्ट था मैंने दे दे
Yeah.
not one not two and one auntie तो इधर का मेरी पोता मेरी दो गुड़िया का तीन चार दे दे medium size दे दे.
Right. Well, I had exactly the same, G. This Auntie G came over and she sat down and she said, "Oi, idhar aa." So I came over and I thought to myself, she wants a picture taken or something like that. I said, "Hanji, Auntie G, ki gal hai?" And she said, "Iddan kar mainu do t-shirts de de." Kehndi mere mundiyan waste a. Te mainu large size chahida.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah, I could work that one out. And if her phone rang, it would have said, "Hello, Moto."
Well, one auntie, when she asked for a small size, I said, "Auntie, koi hai nahi shorty size, a medium, like a large." "Tu keri size pa hai?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Hi, I'm a small pa." And she actually wanted to take me to take my t-shirt off to give it away.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it was
too hard
unbelievable.
de mainu.
Yeah, and there were some people wanting to be naughty with the teddy. Is that right,
Oh
Stephen?
yes.
I remember that, yes. Our sort of inflatable teddy.
Yes, inflatable teddy. Do you know what I was surprised about? When the teddy was deflated, that a little boy came out. That's what I couldn't get over. I thought there was going to be somebody at least 6 foot something in there, because it's massive, wasn't it?
So a large man went in, and
Yeah.
when it deflated, a little
Yeah.
boy came out.
Yeah, when the little boy came out, I said, "Oh, tu kaun hai?" And he, he said to me, "Tu kaun hai?" Anyway, Jude's
It
going to
was
play one of her
funny.
tracks.
Yes, let's have a great Dance floor anthem, shall we? Let me just...
Yes, gee, you can have one of your dance floor anthems.
Saturday morning. Nothing like starting a good Saturday morning off. Let's put this up.
I'm sure it is a good Saturday morning. Why are you straining, Steve?
I'm just having a stretch, to be honest.
Do you know, Steve? I don't know. I don't know whether you've had this experience in your life, right? But you know when you say you stretch, right? You're putting your arms out like this, yeah?
That's right, yes.
Right. So he's putting his arms out like this, listeners, and he's going, right? Now that is known as a vasi in Punjabi. Am I right?
Right. Yeah.
A vasi lenda.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah?
First thing in the morning.
Okay, well, now my auntie with the ginger hair, she has a go at me. You know, if ever I'm tired and I go, and I stretch, she goes, don't do it over me. Have you had that, G?
Yes.
Yeah, don't do it over me. What she's saying is you're going to pass your tiredness on to me.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
But it is psychological, because
very
if you're
truth in
sitting
that.
with somebody in a room and they're yawning constantly, naturally you do start yawning.
Yes, I read a report about that, actually. That's true. I can see somebody and they go, before you know it, you're imitating them,
yeah.
and you become tired as well. It's like listening to some presenters, you think, how boring. Do you have anything else to say? Or how do you need to get the listeners to call in and text you or email you? I need to learn how to do the text messaging first, though. Leave a space. We've actually
Network charges apply. We do have a...
We have, but I've never asked anybody to text me, have I?
No, you haven't.
Never asked anybody to email me.
That's because you have a lot to talk about, don't you, Billy?
Yeah, that's it. I have enough things happening in my life without having to tell you what the listeners have told me. Really, if I was listening, I'd want to be listening to myself. Actually, I do that, you know. I listen to myself on the.
You like the sound of your own voice?
No, it isn't that. I'm listening to myself, and I'm thinking at least I know that something interesting is going to be said, and I'm going to hear a nice track as well.
Oh,
because
yes.
that's what it's all about,
Especially
isn't it?
when you have G and Steve.
Especially when you have...
When it comes to tracks and
yeah,
music.
when you have G and Steve, come along. Eventually. So
Yes, my timekeeping.
Charming.
You want to talk about my timekeeping, don't you?
No,
On that particular day.
Come on, G, let's go.
Look. The trouble with Steve is that he keeps travelling the world. He's the Indian Alan Wicker, right? Everywhere. Where are you, Steve, in the world today? We ought to do links with Steve all around the world.
Oh, it's brilliant, that is.
Yeah.
He's a global man, isn't he?
Oh, he's
international man.
He's definitely a global man. There's no doubts about that. Also, I met Golgappa there. Did you see Golgappa?
Golgappa?
He's a big round guy. You can see straight through him. There was loads and loads of people there.
There was.
So, you know, this one woman, she came up to me. She was only little Donny, right? She said to me, "Are you Billy Babu?" I said, "Yeah, I'm Billy Babu." She said, "Oh, my life, I never thought it was you." I said, "What do you mean? You never thought it was me?" She said, "You're so quiet, you're so private." Oh.
You sure you don't work on another radio station? I've heard that voice.
I'm going to be shocked benders either, you know what
I
I
don't
mean?
mean to be...
You think so? No.
think so.
No. The other station that you're talking about, they use a machine to do that.
Do they really?
Because they can't do it with their own voice, you see. They can't go deep and then they can't come up. They haven't got the voice range. They're not blessed enough.
You're a blessed
Are
man,
they?
aren't you?
My friend, right? If you get that. Did you get that one, G? No, you didn't get that
Yes,
one.
I did.
You didn't?
I did.
All right, then tell me off air. Let's,
I'll tell you off air.
Let's go off air first. And a very good morning to you if you've just joined us or if you're just waking up. You know, people are always waking up.
Wakey, rise and
You
shine.
never know, eh? Had a
That's
late
right.
night,
Whether
Stevie.
you're travelling in your cars, you're at home, just having a chilled out
Why
day.
did we look at me?
Yeah.
Because you're in the other studio. And when we look from this studio, we see you there. Now, Stevie, you and I are going to share something live on air, aren't we?
We are indeed.
We were both waiting for a woman. And was she late?
Very late.
Oh,
It's
surprise,
tea time,
surprise,
tea time.
surprise. Now, I said to you I was going to meet you at 1 o'clock, Stevie, yeah?
That's right.
Did I turn up at 1 o'clock?
1 minute past.
1 minute past, and that was because the traffic lights changing, right? And I didn't want to go through because the mummy were behind me. That's the police, by the way, right? So for that reason, I was 1 minute late. You were 5 minutes early, is that right, Stevie?
That's right, as always.
Yeah.
Very punctual.
Gee, was you early or was you late by any chance?
I was extra late.
Extra late. Now, can you give us your reasons live on air?
Well, it was getting prepared. My hair, my outfit, not knowing what to wear. Then traffic. I know, I don't tell lies, but it was probably just a a natural thing that everyone says. When Stevie asked me via text, how long are you going to be? And what did I say?
5 minutes.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Which
just round
led
the
to
corner.
what? I'll admit it. Which led to what?
G's 5 minutes is 20 minutes, by the way.
dear.
And also, let me point this out. I know a woman, I can't tell you her name, Stevie, but she keeps her clock 15 minutes forward, but when she turns up, she's always 45 minutes late. How do you
I think I know that woman too.
do you know that woman?
I do indeed.
Do you know that woman? Hey?
I think I know her too.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
All right,
So
G,
funny.
you're going to play your track now.
I am going to, but let me just, before I play this track, it's going to take us up to the headlines.
Yeah.
I've got it. This guy is certainly worth giving airtime to. He's a international singer, and let me just bring up the details. Absolutely phenomenal singer. I'm actually going to dedicate to this, especially going out to Daniji from Helzoin, because she's really the one that introduced me to him. The chap's name is Sardaj, and the track I'm going to play is taking you up to the headlines, so do enjoy it. He's a distinctive singer, if anything, with great vocal content, and I'm sure we'll be hearing from this guy a lot more in the meantime.
Yes, and people are yawning the other side saying, come on, G, just hurry up and play it. Come on, bagpuss. Right, guys and girls. Right, first of all, let's do this announcement here. We've got to say congratulations going out to Ranveer Ridania, who is marrying Iqbal Singh, and that comes from Mr. Piara Uppal and family. They say congratulations to them. And whether I've been invited to the wedding or what, I don't know.
Well, at least you're going to get a box of Mackay.
Yes.
You can just turn up, Billy.
Gate crash.
Are you saying, Stevie, that I would gate crash somebody's wedding?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I don't do it now, but I have done it before in the past.
And Mr. Uppal, you don't feel obligated to bring this invitation next week by any means. Hint, hint.
Hint, hint. Right. Well, I tell you what, it's not cheap going to anybody's wedding because they expect you to take something as well.
Well, there you are. See, our Billy's always thinking ahead, isn't he?
Always thinking ahead. Let me share this story with you. You know when we was at Handsworth Park, the ice cream van man, did you see him there?
I remember.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Golfi wala.
Kulfi wala, right? He was there, and I walked over to him, and I said to him, how's business? He said, oh, ठीक-ठाक, yaar, सारे चली जांदे हैं. Anyway, I said, well, why do you keep playing your ding-a-long? I said, what do you keep playing that for? He said, well, what happens? He said, Billy, you don't realise it's psychological. I said, I don't understand. Explain to me. He said, well, when you're in this business, yaar, what you have to do, he said, I pull up outside people's houses and I go, ding-a-long, 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 and then I stop. He said, I get my paper out and I start reading it. He says, and I said, well, why do you wait and you can't see nobody? He said, well, what's happening in the houses is the children are saying, may I ice cream, Lenny, may I ice cream, Lenny? He said, and I can hear the tupperds go in and, oi, nee, baya, oh, bang, bing. So he said, all the trouble is going on in the houses, you see. He said, and then when the children are crying, he said, I play it again. Ding-a-long, 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 ding-a-long. He said, and then they say, an ice cream. So they end up buying ice cream in the end anyway. He said, but it just takes time. He said, it's psychological. After all the shouting, the bawling, the smacking and shouting and dragging them back from the door.
It's clever, isn't it?
He said, very, very clever. He said, you've got to know, he said, how to think about everything. He says, and this is how it works. So he said, I'll go along, play the tune, wait. Obviously, I can hear all the shouting, bawling, screaming and whatever. He says, and then I'll play the tune again. He says, I'll wind them up a bit more. He says, and eventually they all come out. He said, and not only do the children have it, he said the Vardinian, the older ones, they say, maybe ice cream, Connie.
Still salli bilaya.
That's right.
That's it.
And the worst part about it is, he said if it's the dad who's having to buy, obviously you can see by his face, he's got a bit of a sarabuta. Now, a sarabuta is somebody with a miserable face, right? And remember this much, to have a sarabuta, it takes 40 muscles. Did you know that, Stevie?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it takes 40 muscles. It's a fact. 40 muscles to have a sarabuta.
That's a
But
doctor.
to have a cushy face, that's a happy face, it takes 15. So to smile is 15 muscles. To have a burnt face, a miserable face, is 40 muscles. So if you're a burnt face, no wonder you're tired at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Sarabuta or sarebutewari, male or female. Do you know any?
So, plenty.
Yeah, I know somebody that's got a permanent frown on their face. I'll tell you what, it's right across the... What are you laughing at, G? Do you know this person as well?
I think so.
Do you know... Oh, Oh, gee, we're on
Oh,
about.
you corrupt me, you do, Billy. Honestly.
I've corrupted you, have I?
You really have.
Yes,
indeed.
I've had that. I've had that thrown at me quite a few times
Me
in
and
my life.
Stevie were both ball up alley, and you've just come along.
Well,
and
I tell
Say
you
go
what,
on, Jim,
even
say go.
Stevie's brother Paul said to me, he said, "Sarde munde nu kharab kar deta tu."
Bagarta, I know.
Bagar deta. I've had that many times in my life, you know. People think I'm actually a teacher, you know. When they've met me, they say, "That's taught me a lesson."
oh God, you teach many lessons, don't you, Billy?
Hey.
You really do.
Okay, so G, the coffer, is coming on very, very shortly. Okay, we've got to say very good morning to the ding-along man, the ice cream man. He's been in touch with us. And he said to me, he says, Billy, he says, it's a waste of time stopping outside your house, number in Wolverhampton. He said, you never open the door. He said, didn't anybody live there? He said, why is it when I pull up outside your house, the curtains are drawn? He said, I'm sitting there going, ding-along. He said, nothing happens. Nothing happens at all. What happened with you, Stevie, when the ding-along man came along?
Well, to be honest with you, I wasn't very the fortunate kid. I mean, my dad used to use Gurkeni. We were using those 44-rod muscles on his face.
Yeah.
I said, "Chup karke baitha rahe." And we just used to freeze by the door. And that was as far as it went.
Oh, bless.
Do you feel lucky, punk? Well, punk, do you?
Ouch. I remember those days.
Yeah.
So you never did get your ice cream then?
Oh, never.
Oh,
No.
bless.
I'll tell you what. We did get ice cream when I was young. We did get ice cream, but it was very, very rare. I think it was Christmas time.
Or is it one of those big 4-litre tubs you get
It
from
was
one of
in
the
a tub.
supermarkets?
And at Christmas time,
It was a
a
Christmas.
special offer.
Yeah. And it was when we went to somebody's house. I mean, God forbid, right, if I'd ever opened the door to somebody, and I shouldn't have done, and they came in and they wanted something to eat, or worse still, they wanted to use the phone.
Right.
I mean, the amount of beltings and beatings I used to get was unbelievable. I'd get up in the morning, right, I'd come down the stairs, scratching my head, whack, right, breakfast, whack. They just go, right? Go down the road and some bully would be standing there and say, all right, you so-and-so, bang. I had these 4 gore once approach me and said, who do you support? And I said, who do you support? They said, Leeds. I said, I'm a Leeds supporter. And that's it, I didn't get a beating, right? I'd go to school and the teacher would say to me, come here, Babu. And did you do it on accident or purposely? And I didn't know what accident and purposely meant. So I'd say, purpose, back. And that's it.
And that explains Billy's behaviour. He's never been the same since.
Good old
I
days.
tell you what, we'd be sitting in the assembly and we'd be singing all things bright and
Oh, I remember that.
beautiful. All right? And all of a sudden I scratch my head, whack.
Oh,
That's it,
bless
off
you.
to the headmaster, whack. Every time.
Oh.
Honestly, the amount of beltings I used to get, it was unbelievable.
And I bet if you've gone to somebody else's house, some listener's house, and they say, neighbour, Carla.
No.
And they, yeah.
Carla, no, eat it, no,
And then
bang,
bowed. Yeah.
back again. Even they used to pelt me as well, and I couldn't say anything because they used to say, "Tera uncle aaj marna, marluga, pyarna marda."
Yeah,
He's hitting you with love. He's
Yeah.
hitting you with love. He's kicking 7 colours out of you with love. And I was thinking, if ever I went in a Bollywood film, they'd say, "Oh, you're a bit dark. Come in the back. Let's beat you up again and get you ready." You know, this is the sort of restadar I would like. Take a look at this guy. Indian
yes.
military scientists are studying an 82-year-old man who claims that he hasn't had any food or drink, Stevie, for 70 years.
But,
Yeah.
Stevie would say, Bapare.
Right, well, this Babaji is sitting there, right? He's sitting there and he's dressed all in red with a grey beard and a chain around his neck.
And with a tikka.
And a tikka.
A bindi.
Tikka, yes, we know people who like that. Okay, the tikka in the middle of his head, right? Will you two concentrate, please, right? Now, apparently, he hasn't eaten or drunk anything for 70 years. So you know what they've done? They've actually locked him up in a room and they said, now prove it, right? So whether he'll die, the poor man, I've got no idea. But this is happening in India now. And they're saying the reason why they want to study this, the scientist came on, he said, the reason why we're going to study this is because if you can get through this, he's thinking, how can I get my rest of the to do this? That's what he's probably thinking.
And he has now spent 6 days without food or water
Yes,
and
6
just
days.
strict observation.
That's right.
So there you are.
So this man doesn't go to the loo either, right? So he doesn't go to the loo.
There's no
right?
need.
There's no need. I'll tell you what, if he went to the loo, that'd let the cat out the bag, wouldn't it? Meow. Right?
It let something out the bag.
He'd let something out the bag. Right, eventually. Let me share this with you. I went to Darlaston yesterday. I was given a couple of tickets to go and see some wrestling in Darlaston.
Okay.
So I went along with little Papu, and I'll tell you what, Stevie, it was unbelievable. There was individuals there with tattoos, eating bags of crisps, drinking lager, and I'll tell you what, with pins through the nose, and that was just the women. It was unbelievable.
That made me feel at home.
I tell you what, it was that rough. The wrestlers came in twos, you know. It was unbelievable. And there was a star wrestler there, and his name was Pagal Kutta, Mad Dog. That's what he called himself. He called himself Pagal Kutta. Can you imagine an Asian calling himself Pagal Kutta? Mad Dog. So he came in with this, he had a dog collar on round his neck, right? And he came in, he got this big chain on him. Rah! And all of these children, and this is what I didn't like, the children were so, disruptive. Honestly, it was unbelievable. They were getting up, they were making gestures, they were shouting, they was bawling. And it's no use asking the parents, because the parents were sitting there with their bald heads and the tattoos and drinking the lager. And I'm thinking, what am I doing here? And I tell you what, I sat next to a mushki. That means somebody that smelt. I thought, for crying out loud, your son obviously hasn't had a wash for a long, long time. I wanted to play that track for him. I haven't got it ready, called Shower, Shower. I thought, you blooming need that, pal. Oh, Shower, Shower. It was unbelievable. Honestly, the place was, complete enough to dive. It's in Darlaston. And that's where I was. If you want to take me to court, you can do, because I can prove everything that I'm telling you. I was thinking, I'm going to park my car here. Will it be here when I come back out? That's how rough it was. Will I be going again? I don't think so. Even if you give me free tickets, I won't be going again next time. But the wrestlers, I have to say, they put on a good show. They put on a good show. They were diving off the top and everything. It was unbelievable. And there was one guy came out. They called him Gaylord. I don't know why they called him that. Honestly, they were all shouting, Gaylord, 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 Gaylord. And then another one came out, and I thought they don't know his name. They were saying, who are ya, who are ya, who are ya? Translated in Punjabi means, Tukonia, Tukonia. I thought, well, have a look on the sheet. Just have a look on the sheet. It'll tell you who it is. I know who it is. And I'm not even interested. It's unbelievable. Come on, G, you better play a track, before I get into trouble with the management.
I know, you all do.